So what is up guys, Manny Oramas here with yet another video, and today we will be talking about macronutrients. So the reason why this video is so important is because if you track your macronutrients, you know how much protein, fats, and carbs you're eating every day, and calories, you can control your diet in order to reach your goals of cutting or bulking or whatever you're trying to do. So first of all, before jumping into this, you need to measure your total daily energy expenditure. So just click the first link in my description and you'll be able to do that. It's just gonna ask you your weight, your age, your body fat percentage, and just basic stuff. And at the end of that process, it's gonna tell you how many calories you need per day. So first of all, let's talk about protein. Protein, I would suggest you should be eating 1.5 grams of protein per body pound. And take into account that each gram of protein accounts for 4 calories. So we'll talk about that later on. Second of all, we're talking about fats. Fats, I would consider to maintain, you should be eating 0.5 grams of fats per body pound. So fats are very important, they're very essential, and you should be eating them at a good amount, solid amount, proper amount every single day, because you don't want to consume over and you don't want to consume under. So you want to stay in the range between 5 under, 5 over, or perfect amount. So about fats, it also accounts for 9 calories per gram of fat. So third, we're talking about carbs. And carbs, I'm not really going to get into numbers because we're going to talk about that later, because we're going to calculate protein and fats, and then the rest of the calories we're going to incorporate the carbs. For the basis of this video, we're going to take into account person X. So let's say person X is 150 pounds, and person X just finds out that they need to be consuming 3,000 calories per day. So first, let's talk about protein. Person X should be consuming 1.5 gram of protein per body pound. So being 150 pounds in weight, person X is going to be consuming 225 grams of protein daily. And now moving on to fats, knowing that person X should be consuming 0.5 grams of fat per body pound, at 150 pounds, person X should be consuming 75 grams of fats daily. So measuring that to calories, remember that we said that person X needs to be consuming 3,000 calories per day. So if person X is consuming 225 grams of protein per day, and each gram of protein accounts for 4 calories, 225 times 4 ends up being 900 calories. Now moving on to fats. Considering that person X should be consuming 75 grams of fats per day, and each gram of fat accounts for 9 calories, 75 times 9 is going to equal to 675 calories. So now understanding that from protein you have 900 calories and from fats you have 675, all you have to do is add those two together and take the 1,575 calories away from the 3,000. And now that you've done that, the rest that you have of calories is 1,425 calories that is going to be built of carbs. So now all you have to do is very simple. Taking into account that each gram of carb is 4 calories, all you have to do is take 1,425 calories and divide it by 4. So what you will end up getting for carbohydrates is 356 grams of carbohydrates to fit into that 3,000 calorie total. So for person X, the total macronutrient setup is going to be 356 grams of carbohydrates, 225 grams of protein, and 75 grams of fats. So now let's consider if person X wants to get into a cut. So person X must understand that they need to be in a caloric deficit. So what I would suggest is burning 500 calories over what you're consuming. So let's remember that person X was consuming 3,000 calories, and person X's activity is still the same. So let's tell person X to actually start consuming 2,500 calories. So in terms of protein, we're going to keep it the same. We're going to keep 1.5 grams of protein per body pound of person X. And now fats, we're going to actually take it down a little bit, and we're going to have person X consuming 0.3 grams of fat per body pound. So now that we've taken protein and fats into account, let's calculate the calories. So 225 grams of protein a day is still going to equal to 900 calories. But now that person X is consuming 45 grams of fats, that is actually going to equal to 540 calories. And when you add protein and fats in terms of calories together, you're going to get 1,440 total calories. So now let's remember that person X is trying to be on a caloric deficit, so they're trying to consume only 2,500 calories. And now you're going to take away 1,440 calories that we get from the protein and the fats, and we're going to be left with 1,060 calories, which in those 1,060 calories we're going to use to total in carbs. So again, taking into account that 1 gram of carb equals 4 calories, what we're going to do now is take 1,060 calories and divide it by 4, which is going to equal to 265 grams of carbohydrates. So now that person X is trying to be on a caloric deficit and only consume 2,500 calories per day, person X's cut macronutrient list is going to be 265 grams of carbohydrates, 225 grams of protein, and 45 grams of fat. So I hope you guys can so far understand the calculations, and if you're trying to bulk, what I would suggest is run the same calculations but on a caloric surplus of between 300 to 500 calories. So I hope you guys can learn a lot from this video, because like I said before, understanding your macronutrients is very, very important in order to set up a nutritional program. So if you guys want to learn more about these macronutrients and actually what are the best forms of carbs, fast digesting carbs, what are the best options for healthy proteins, and what are the best options for fats, you can subscribe to my channel and make sure you have your notifications on, because for my next video I will be taking you guys grocery shopping, and I will actually show you guys what I actually get when I go grocery shopping and what I actually eat and meal prep on a daily basis. If you guys really enjoyed it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and make sure you comment below any other tips that you want to learn about, because remember that every single week I'll be choosing one of the comments and I will be elaborating on that specific tip.